for this review, we have the Hot Toys Hono Studio Brown Suit Wolverine. And this is a Sideshow exclusive in the US. I don't know how they treated this overseas, but it was basically limited everywhere. And Sideshow got a small quantity for sale and it sold out within probably seconds. I got this on eBay, got a pretty decent price. It was still, you know, more than retail, but not like double. So kind of feel good about that. Um, I wanted this costume more than the uh, yellow and blue costume. I do think it's kind of a shame they made this such a limited exclusive. They did the same thing with Spider-Man. I've been wondering if they were gonna like release Spider-Man again in some kind of different flavor but more availability. They haven't done that yet. Um, well, I guess they did that with the black suit Spider-Man, but still, I don't know why they're doing this. The only thing I can think of is they're doing this to create hype, and as these other figures come out, it's like, oh, I gotta pre-order that as soon as possible. I don't know, but I really wish they weren't doing that. Make money, like make thousands of these. People will buy them. So he's gonna come in a plastic bag like this. I'm gonna take it off real quick. The artwork is pretty nice. The Sideshow logo up here is like a not foil, but it's shiny. I guess it's kind of foil like. It's nice and thick, and the letters are embossed, so that's cool. Um, there's something interesting going on with the packaging. Matter of fact, I might have this. Do I have this backwards? Okay. It seems like it opens backwards. We'll find out in a moment here. But there is a sleeve, and sleeves looking pretty nice. This is a very weird, very weird package design. The artwork is very nice, although this Wolverine's got the short, little sticky things on the side. This is more like modern-ish, like you know, past 5 years looking Wolverine. Um, anyway, artwork looks really good. So the top, we got the X-Men logo. On the sides, you've got X-Men logo. Same thing here. On the back, you get some nice photography. On the bottom, different X-Men logo. And one last thing, on the bottom, there is like a foil sticker. So I guess that denotes that this is official. So let's figure out how this guy opens up. Okay, so they want you to do this with him. This is kind of like the top cover. And just let you take a look at that. And if you're not familiar, the Hono Studios line for Hot Toys is it's a line of popular Marvel characters right now that cost less than $300. That's the best way to describe it. They basically are priced somewhere like around 150, 160. They don't have the rubbery matted plastic outfits that a lot of the high-end Hot Toy stuff has. So that's basically what Hono Studios is. Try to do this in a couple parts. A lot going on here. So there is a backdrop that's part of the display, and you are meant to cut this piece out and insert it into the backdrop. You can also put a regular comic in the backdrop, but this fits onto the stand. It's hard to get all of this into the shot at one time, but it looks like that. So then we have the figure, and I'm just going to note some stuff before I open this up. He comes with kind of a emotionless expression on his face. He's got like a open teeth showing face, clenched teeth showing face, kind of a grin with teeth showing face. He has looks like kind of like relaxed hands, no claws in the box, closed fist with claws, and then closed fist without claws. He's got the claw effects that the yellow and blue version had, and he's got the uh, what is that sword called? The Muramasa blade, which, if I remember from the storylines, this is one of the rare times I followed the comic, the Wolverine comic, for a while. I think this is around the time of Civil War. Um, this blade was formed from a meteorite, and it's supposed to be the only thing that can kill him. He gave it to Scott and told him, "Hey man, I can't remember what the storyline was about, but he was worried about like losing control, and he told Scott Summers like, if you have to take me down, I know you'll do it because Scott's a dick." And Scott was like, "Yep, I'll do it. I'll kill you if I have to." So that is the blade. All right, let's get this guy opened up. Okay, so just so you can see how he's become, he's got a little protective sheet on his chest, a protective sheet behind him. His arms and legs are covered, and these come off very easily. Cannot tell you how many times I've gotten some kind of Hot Toys or sideshow thing, and you go to take the little plastic baggies off, and they're on there tight. He's got one around his neck and face, and I think I'm gonna have to pop the head off to get to this. And he's got some in between his feet. So give me a moment. And just so you can show, the feet came off well. They weren't like loose, but they come off pretty easily. This is what most Marvel Legends, Mafex, Sideshow, Hot Toys, ankle technology looks like. Okay, his head popped off pretty easily. There's this little thing here, and there's a thing around his mouth. And oh, yeah, his arms are silicone. Um, It's an interesting feel. Excuse me. A lot of times the silicone stuff feels kind of like sticky, and this is squishy, but it doesn't feel sticky. This is definitely some different silicone. Um, I've heard people talk about. I don't know if it's for this line or what, but I remember hearing people talk about how the toy companies are moving towards medical grade silicone for these seamless bodies. So maybe that's what this is. Okay. Here's the face real quick, and while I've got the head off, you just got a little thing to punch out right there, and that's how you get the face off. Um, it's a very easy to get on and off. And as you see, he does have a double dumbbell for the head and neck. Ooh, his face doesn't want to stay on now. That may be a bit of a problem. It's staying on now, but I noticed like the hole and the neck was right up against the hole, but seems like it's staying on, so never mind. Okay. Um, there's a nice texture to the suit, the brown part of the suit. Um, yeah, it's translated over here too. And the cloth feels very rugged. Like it's not smooth. It's very textury and like not sandpaper, but like there's a strong texture on that fabric. Okay, let me put him to the side for a moment. So we kind of talked about this stuff, but I'm gonna take it out and show it off. Um, and then there is the stand, which we couldn't see yet. And he also comes with extra wrist pegs because this is the most likely thing that will break on your figure. The blade is very nice. It's very shiny. Got a lot of nice detail on it. Okay, here are the effects pieces and part of the stand. And then you've got the stand itself. And all the way in the back is a little pole that just goes right into the stand. I'm taking some effort to get in there. Okay. And then real quick, on the other side of the box, there is kind of like this retro-ish style instruction panel. It's very minimal, but it's giving you some real important information. It's telling you how to deal with the head and the face. It's telling you the range of motion that you should expect and probably follow to keep from damaging the silicone parts. And I'm gonna see why this doesn't want to go in. Yeah, you gotta really push it down in there, and kind of feels like it wants to snap too. I'm gonna be very careful about messing with that. Okay, I'm trying to get him in a slight A stance so he doesn't look so plain. All right, and there is Wolverine. This thing is nice. Again, I'm a big fan of the brown and yellow suit. This is like the 80s suit. I know he was introduced with yellow and blue, and then he had this suit for a very long time, and eventually he had the revamped yellow and blue suit. That's mostly infamous for the 90s X-Men cartoon, but I think I like this suit way better. I don't know why, just something about the colors. So I want to go over the accessories a little bit so we can get those out of the way. Again, he does come with, probably saying this wrong, the Musa blade. Some really good paint on here. The hilt, excuse me, the guard. The blade itself is like a metallic paint. Um, Kind of seems like the guard is more metallic-y than the blade. And then the handle, the red is not metallic, it is matte, which is nice because that would be, you'd imagine that would be like leather or fabric or something. And then the little butt of the hilt is gold, so that looks really nice. As far as the faces, here is 3 faces. I said he had 2 fists, closed fists, but they are weapon holding fists. So there you go. And then he's got the clawed hands, and these are closed fists. And the blades are not metal, but they are painted with a shiny paint. And they do flex a little bit, but they are fairly rigid also. I would still be careful about how you handle these. You don't want him to like fall over and have these like jug into something. I feel like they would still break, but they're not rubbery. That's the main thing. These are not like rubbery plastic. Okay. So then we'll look at the default face here. Just very solemn looking, you know, I don't give a fuck type look on his face, like he's ready to take somebody on. And let's go ahead and look at some of the other faces. It does seem like you'll do a lot better getting the face on partially, putting the head on the neck, and then pushing the face in, or otherwise, as you're pushing it down on the neck, the pleather will kind of push against that slot. So just be aware of that. This looks pretty menacing, but I don't know, there's something wrong about this. I think the problem with this is if his mouth was open like that, his jaw should also be extended, but his jaw is not moving because you're just changing out a faceplate. So it's okay, but I think it does look a little weird. Um, so there's that one. That is a good example of why you might need alternate heads instead of alternate mouth plates. Okay, this one he's gritting his teeth. This looks a good bit better. And then this one he's kind of got that cocky grin, like he's looking at an opponent like you don't know, but I'll kill you. You're already defeated. So this is a nice one too. I might leave that one on. That is a nice look for him. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit. Um, just going over the overall figure. His outfit is mostly sewn in the back. It doesn't look too bad. You can see some musculature coming through from the back. You can see how the legs are made up. You know, these hinges that are showing up in the back, but I'm fine with that. If I saved $100 just and that's the result, that's the thing I have to deal with, I'm perfectly fine with that. um, Again, the head is double barbell dumbbell, so range of motion is really nice. The arms separate, so even though this, the elbow and all this part is seamless, it snaps into the torso. So torso is one piece, and then the faux leather pieces, uh, they are sewn into the rest of the outfit, so they don't turn. So just kind of be aware of that. You know, you could get to a position where you could wear the the formation of the leather down. Um, so there's that. The elbow is ratcheted, which I like. Um, the Can't remember the name of the company, but the Street Fighter Ryu that came out recently, well, a couple years ago, his elbow is not ratcheted, and it just is kind of weird when you move it. So having the ratchet there is pretty good. He does have waist swivel. I'm not going to go into the whole motion demonstration because I want to keep this fabric intact, but he does have uh, waist, ab crunch, swivel, all that good stuff. The hands are typical Hot Toys hands, so decent range of motion. The legs, I do believe, are kind of like separate pieces, basically on a ball joint. So there is a swivel and up and down. The range of motion is way better than what I'm demonstrating. I'm just kind of being careful because it's being weird with them right now. Obviously, the knee bends. We can see the joints in the back. The feet, as I showed earlier, are a separate piece. This is more like a Marvel Legends type of articulation. And he does have toe up and down, swivel, all that good stuff. These pieces are pretty rigid on the side. So that's the figure overall. So pretty nice looking. It's popped off pretty well. As you can see, this brown part is a floating piece. Might have to do this one off camera just because of the angle. Okay, but they come off and on pretty easily. Yeah, that looks nice. It's it's okay. Yeah, that's a really nice looking figure. All right, so I don't have the other Wolverine from this line. I did have the sideshow one back in the day. I was a little disappointed with it, especially with the claws, because there was this whole thing where the fists had a basically a piece that was interchangeable. You'd pop this back of the hand off, and that's how you interchange the blades and whatnot. And um, they wouldn't stay on, and it was just the most frustrating thing ever. I do have the Spider-Man, and He's a tad bit shorter, so that's good. It's good that he's not taller. He probably could be a little bit shorter, but um, I'm sure this body's probably the bulky body. This body's the thin body. It's probably something about like how many bodies they've made for this line, and they didn't have a shorter buck for this one. But this looks nice together. I know that there is a Magneto. So you got a villain to pair with your Wolverine if you get him. There is also an Iron Man coming out. I think that's going to be really nice. It's weird that he's going to be um, seamless, but that would be the way that you would do it. I think it's very clever. Hopefully, they have figured out how to do it well with the seamless body, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. So that is the review. Hope you enjoyed it. Really excited to have this figure finally. Definitely recommend it. Um, I wish I could tell you, hey, go to Sideshow and buy it, but they don't have them for sale. Maybe they'll make some more. There's definitely going to be more of the yellow and blue outfit. But if you really want this guy, do some hunting on eBay and maybe you can find a good price for him. So let me know what you think in the comments. As always, tune into more videos coming up. And if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you.